Let's keep it real, shall we? Sports betting used to be something your uncle did at barbershop pools or during March Madness. Now it's an app in your pocket, one push notification away, with odds and parlays so seductive, they make a Nashville hot chicken sandwich look bland. If you've ever found yourself yelling at your phone during a game or convincing yourself that your fantasy football research is practically a PhD, you're not the only one. If you're the partner or parent of someone who perhaps struggles with sports betting and doesn't know what it is or what to do, it's not you. It's the app because these betting platforms, they're engineered to exploit your psychology. As your favorite internet psychologist, I'm here to walk you through why sports betting is so psychologically addictive, who's most at risk, and what signs to look out for, and what you can actually do about it. Welcome back to Savvy Psychologist. I'm your host, Dr. Monica Johnson. Every week on this show, I'll help you face life's challenges with evidence-based approaches, a sympathetic ear, and zero judgment. Let's start by discussing who's most at risk for problems with sports betting. To be clear, not everyone who bets has a problem, but there are certain risk factors that increase the likelihood of sports betting becoming harmful. These include things like young age and male gender, especially those aged 18 to 35. We also see things like impulsivity and ADHD traits. So, folks with difficulty delaying gratification or regulating emotions may find betting irresistible. The next thing is depression and anxiety. Gambling can serve as a form of escape, but it often deepens the emotional lows. There's also high app use. So, in play bets and 24/7 access through mobile apps makes impulsive decisions far too easy. One study found that 75% of people with gambling problems had at least one co occurring mental health condition. This is a public health issue, not a self control issue. Let's respond to the question everyone thinks they know the answer to. Why do people bet? You might assume it's all about getting rich quick, but in reality, psychological research paints a more layered picture. Number one is excitement and escapism. Some folks bet because it makes the game more exciting. You're not just watching, it matters. That shot in the final seconds, suddenly it's not just drama, it's your rent money. Research says that gambling activates the brain's reward system, especially when it's uncertain. That unpredictability is like catnip for the brain. Number two is the illusion of control. We think we've got this. I know this team, I've studied the stats, I have a system. It's all part of the illusion of control, a cognitive bias where we overestimate our ability to influence random outcomes. It's why people think choosing their own lottery numbers increases their odds. Spoiler, it doesn't. Number three is social influence. Sports betting is often social. You're in a group chat, your boys are all placing bets, everyone's talking odds like it's stock trading. There's status and there's also bonding in it, especially among men. Research has found that peer norms play a huge role in shaping how young men perceive sports betting. If everyone's doing it, it doesn't feel risky, it feels normal. Number four is financial fantasy. Even when people say it's just for fun, there's often an underlying hope of, what if I do hit big? That hope is powerful, especially in times of economic stress, job insecurity, or debt. Most people who are engaging in sports betting or playing the numbers on a regular basis have this fantasy. Now that we've gone over the why, let's talk about the brain for a minute. Not because it's broken, but because it's predictable. There are some classic mental traps that pull people deeper into sports betting. The first one is the gambler's fallacy. This can show up like, if my team's lost 5 games in a row, they're due for a win. Nope, absolutely not. Each event is independent. Your team is not a slot machine, but the brain craves patterns even when they don't exist. Number two is the near miss effect. Let's say you almost hit a 5-leg parlay and you just missed by 1 point. Instead of discouraging you, that almost win fires up your brain like it was a win. That's the near miss effect. And it's a big reason why people keep playing. Number three is confirmation bias. This is like if you ignore the ESPN article saying that your team is trash and cling to the tweet that says they're quote unquote underrated. Your brain loves to prove itself right, even when it's wrong. Number four is an optimism bias. You believe you're luckier or smarter than other bettors. Maybe you had a hot streak last month, so now you feel invincible. To be clear, you're not. One study found that people with higher confidence in their skill often bet more and win less. Let's get to some strategies that can help you out. The first is understanding the impact on you. You know what's not in the commercials with smiling sports bettors and fist bumps? The panic, the debt, the lies to your partners, the sinking dread of checking your bank balance after a bad night. There are psychological consequences to sports betting. The most common include things like loss chasing, so trying to win back what you've lost, often just making things worse. There's also depression and anxiety, which I mentioned earlier. So, this is the cycle of hope, loss, shame, and secrecy all taking their toll. You may notice sleep problems. Nighttime is a prime betting time and a prime overthinking time. Another potential consequence is relationship conflict. Because in many situations, you may be hiding money, you may have mood swings, irritability, and it all adds up and can take a toll on your relationships. There are some studies that emphasize that problem gambling is linked with significantly increased suicidal ideation. We have to take this seriously. Here's the part that makes my psychologist blood boil. These apps, and all apps really, are designed to keep you engaged with things like push notifications, which are timed to when you're bored or vulnerable. You can also, within sports betting, have bonuses or risk free bets, which sound generous, but they're actually designed to hook you into bigger bets later. There's also celebrities and humor. It makes it seem harmless, even cool, like it's a fun little hobby. It's not your lack of willpower or resolve keeping you in this betting loop. If you're struggling with gambler's brain, CBT helps identify the thoughts and beliefs that keep you stuck. And these can be things like, I can win it back, or I'm due for a win. And it helps to replace it with more realistic thinking. Being aware of your thoughts and patterns and how they influence your habit is key in talking yourself back from that next bet. Secondarily, you want to put limits on your technology usage. Many apps allow you to limit time or money spent, block access temporarily, and or make note of and monitor your patterns across time. Even if you or the person you know isn't ready to stop engaging in this habit, having more information about your patterns is helpful. If you struggle to set these limits, that's useful information as well, because honestly, if you didn't have any problem with it, you wouldn't have as much resistance to these boundaries. In the same vein, I want you to check in with your triggers. Are you betting when you're bored, lonely, stressed? Understanding your emotional triggers is key to changing your habits. I would also encourage you to talk about it. Gambling thrives in silence. Whether it's a therapist, friend, or support group, letting someone in is the first step to regaining control. Finally, you may need to set financial boundaries with yourself. Create a separate account for bills and essentials, or have a trusted friend or family member help you stay accountable. If you're struggling with sports betting, it doesn't mean you're weak, lazy, or stupid. It means you've been caught in a system designed to keep you hooked. And now, you're choosing to understand it and reclaim your power. That's brave. You deserve more than the highs and lows of a betting app. You deserve peace, stability, and joy that isn't tied to a scoreboard. And if no one else told you today, you are not alone. You are not beyond help. And you are worth every ounce of support it takes to get ahead of this issue. Do you have any burning mental health questions? Let me know. You can contact me via Instagram at KindMindPsych or via my email at psychologist@quickanddirtytips.com. The Savvy Psychologist is a Quick and Dirty Tips podcast. It's audio engineered by Steve Rickyberg. Holly Hutchings is our director of podcasts. Our podcast and advertising operations specialist is Morgan Christensen, and Nathaniel Hoops is our marketing contractor. Follow Savvy Psychologist on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. That's all for this episode of Savvy Psychologist. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week.